What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Veteran and Rookie Podcast. Week 2 in the books. Week 3 is happening soon. And the rookie's been awfully giggly.
Awful giggly. Yeah, that's me.
They called him in high school.
That's my name in high school. Yeah, it sure was a week of football.
How are you feeling about the Bills now? Feeling a little better?
The same way I was earlier. I knew that they was just having a down game. It's fine.
You're used to this. You know Josh Allen's bad sometimes.
Yeah, he was playing like he was in the playoffs, but he wasn't in the playoffs yet, so it's fine.
Just a touch premature.
Yeah, a touch premature. He'll get it. He'll get there though.
You think the Bengals are going to get there?
Yeah.
You think they're going to
Bengals will
find their way, even with Joe Burrow re-injuring his leg?
They'll be fine.
I think they'll be fine too, but they also looked like last year when they were started off slow, it was bad, but this year is worse, it feels like. Last year, the losses to the Steelers and Cowboys were, they should have beat the Steelers. That was the game where Joe Burrow threw 4 interceptions, which wasn't pretty.
Golly.
And then lost to the Cowboys, where I think they put up like 9 points or something like that against Cooper Rush. And then only putting up 3 against the Browns, and now 24-27 against the Ravens. But even then, don't be fooled by the box score. Both those teams suck.
Yeah, both of them suck. The Ravens are bad. When the Ravens play an actual good team,
they were at least bad in the first half.
They were bad in the second half all last season, and they just give up games.
That's true.
So, improvement, I guess. But I don't think the Ravens are good. I think that the Bengals will still take this division, probably.
You think so? After watching Monday night's game between the Steelers and the Browns, feels pretty wide open for them.
Oh yeah,
especially with that Steelers offense. Can you even call that an offense?
Well, they're called an off. They go out there as the offense.
Oh, okay.
They just dress up a bunch of preschoolers in some garb, and then
they must, because 2 of the Steelers' touchdowns were on defense.
They're like, go out there and throw 3 picks or throw it to the ground or something. Just get out, get 3 and out, so the defense can go back.
And then the Browns lost the guy who runs their entire offense, and so now their quarterback that they paid $250 million guaranteed to has to actually do something, and that didn't work out for them, at least on Monday night.
It did not. It was, yeah.
It was unfortunate with Nick Chubb, though. I hope he's able to come. I hope it's not career-ending. I've heard some whispers of that, and I really hope not.
Yeah, it reminded me, and it reminded me of this because it's the exact same thing, but he did it in college too, the same thing.
To the same leg.
But it was his weight on it. It wasn't a helmet going into it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had seen the actual play and what happened, it looked terrible. Like it looked worse than the one in college.
Mm-hmm.
But he recovered from the one in college, so I'm hoping he can still do it and get back out there next season. But we'll see. Yeah, Deshaun Watson threw for 235 yards. This is respectable. A pick and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. And every now and again out there, it kind of looked like the old Deshaun, but only like from time to time, where he would be on the move, making a nice play, and I'd be like, oh, there's the old Deshaun Watson. And then he went back to being the way he is now.
He got 22 of 40.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not great. But yeah. Kenny Pickett got 15 of 30. So he also had a pick and a touchdown with 222 yards.
And Deshaun Watson's pick wasn't his fault.
Yeah, but he also fumbled it a couple times.
He did, yeah.
So that is his fault. There's too much massage oil on that thing.
Also, the Browns' offensive line was terrible.
Bad, very bad.
He barely had a chance to do anything half the time back there. He was getting sacked.
The Steelers' defensive line was good.
Yeah.
They were
Highsmith and T.J. Watt. You know what surprised me is that T.J. Watt is now the all-time sack leader for the Pittsburgh Steelers with like 80-some, which really surprised me considering the players they've had throughout the decades.
Yeah.
Like the Steel Curtain throughout the 70s, Mean Joe Green, those kind of guys. You got, what's his face now? I'm blanking. James Harrison in the 2000s for them. All these great players, and TJ Watt in 6 years, I think it is, or 7 years, something like that, is already the leading sack leader. But maybe that just goes to show how good he is. But I thought that'd be a record that would take a touch longer for him to break. And he got his first career touchdown.
Oh, yeah, he just got thrown right to him, right?
Uh-huh. Highsmith, Alex Highsmith had a part in both the touchdowns on defense. I think he had the pick six, and then he forced the fumble that TJ Watt recovered.
Yeah, get it, TJ.
So TJ Watt probably going to be the second Watt that's going to end up inducted into the Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah, good for him. How many sacks did his brother have?
I don't know.
More than that?
He has more touchdowns. I know that.
Crazy, man.
That's because they line him up at tight end sometimes. They'll give him 50-50 balls that he got.
Yeah, what a baller. Rest of the week, we can start from the top. What did you think about that Vikings game?
The Vikings offense looks good. They kind of look like the anti-2022 Vikings that wins one-score games. They're now 0-2 in one-score games. And Kirk Cousins, I mean, I almost feel bad for him just because this team is letting him down. I mean, he threw 4 touchdowns, 300 yards, put up big fantasy numbers in our league for your bench.
Yep.
The Eagles looking a little bit slow. But, I mean, we got to remember also typically early on in the season, first couple weeks, the defense is typically ahead of the offense. It takes a little bit of time normally for offenses to find their way, not making an excuse for teams like the Bills last week or the Eagles or the Bengals. But, they're kind of finding their footing a little bit still. Even though the Eagles put up 34, it's definitely not last year's Eagles offense, even though it's a lot of the same players.
Yeah, they put up 34 against the Vikings defense, and the Vikings put up 28 on them. So it was one score, and I think, the Vikings almost did it. But Kirk Cousins, 31 for 44, 334 yards, and 4 tutties. Jalen Hurts, 18 for 23, just under 200 yards, a tutty, and an interception. So really relying on his team there.
Another really exciting game from this past week was the Lions-Seahawks, who gave us a classic, a scoregami last year.
Yes, sir.
And this year, overtime, 37-31. And it was kind of concerning with the Seahawks in week 1, getting blown out by the Rams. But also, slow start for them and whatnot. And the Lions look like they're still a good team, even though they lost this game. But Lions-Seahawks both look like fun teams.
Did Jared Goff have an interception?
Did he? I didn't pay a lot of attention to this.
That's what it says.
He must have then.
Oh, I had just seen the post yesterday that was like, keep the streak
going.
Yeah. Because he has the 3rd longest streak all time for pass attempts.
Yeah, that says that he threw a pick, so
wow,
he's not breaking Aaron Rodgers' record.
Not this time.
I was kind of rooting for that, though, even as a Packers fan, just because that'd be so fun. It's just like as a random record, it's like, oh, Jared Goff, what's he doing here?
Tom Brady. Yeah, Jared Goff.
It's like the year that Sam Bradford set the record for completion percentage in a season.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
He was the first overall pick in like 2010, but he was kind of just mid. He went to the Vikings for like one season after Teddy Bridgewater destroyed his leg and then like set a record for completion percentage. And then Drew Brees broke it the next year. And then Drew Brees broke his own record the year after that.
What a baller.
But there was that one year Sam Bradford had that record. And so it'd be kind of like that, just like, what's this guy doing here?
Yeah, he did have a good game, though. He threw 323 yards, a pick, 3 tutties, and a pick.
Josh Reynolds went off in that game.
Yeah, he's not on the top of the sheet here.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown going off as usual as well.
Not as much as I wanted him to. They were throwing to Josh Reynolds kind of a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more than I wanted him to, just 5 times. But
yeah, I've seen
he
a
had
lot of
2 touchdowns.
A lot of fantasy owners picking him up.
Don't.
In recent weeks.
He'll fall off. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's probably a one-game thing. It typically is.
He did that last year. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 100 yards, 6 receptions, balling. It was a good game. Texans-Colts was there.
Anthony Richardson, though, looking good.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson looking good. He kind of choked the game last week, right? Was that what that was? He threw 2 picks? Or am I thinking of something else?
Oh, I guess
he choked it against the Jags. Speaking of the Jags, they got, man,
so much for my game of the week.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, but
yeah,
terrible.
Also, just circling back around quickly to that Texans-Colts game, C.J. Stroud led the league in passing yards last week.
What?
384 and 2 touchdowns for the rookie.
Holy smokes, that's crazy. I didn't even look.
I mean, it was because they're playing from behind a lot, and so maybe sneaky good fantasy quarterback get you a lot of yards because the Texans are bad and will be down a lot in the second half of games.
Yeah, but I also don't trust that because
he's a rookie.
He's a rookie, also bad receivers, so he could be thrown to the defense.
Yeah, how about Nico Collins, also a $146 and a touchdown for the Texans?
I don't
Not
know
too
who that
shabby.
is, but good for him. Eagles, Falcons.
Packers, Falcons?
Falcons, I'm talking words.
Mm-hmm. For once, the Falcons were not the team that choked a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. And that's the first time the Packers have done that in almost a decade, since the 2014 NFC Championship game. Shoot me now. At least this wasn't a playoff game, though. Offense went ultra-conservative just the team as a whole went ultra-conservative in the fourth quarter.
At the
For
end
the
of
Packers,
the third,
and they just let them right back in it.
at the end of the third, it was 12-24, and then they scored 13.
Yep.
And which is weird. I guess it was two field goals.
Two field goals untouched. A lot of field goals.
Yeah.
Koo, at least for me, Koo got me a lot of fantasy points.
Yeah, good for you.
Even though he did miss an extra point. I got negative 50 for that one.
Desmond Ridder did better than Jordan Love. He got 237 of them things with a tutty and a pick.
First career pick for Desmond Ridder. And he should have thrown a pick 6 to Alexander. He dropped it.
Pick 6, Alexander bad. Jordan did have 3 touchdowns, though, and 150 yards.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers had 1 3-touchdown game last year. Jordan Love has 2 this year.
Jordan Love also lost to the Falcons.
He did.
Bills Raiders. Bills blew them out. Not much to say there. Bills W. They're gonna go 16-1 and then lose.
1-16.
1-16.
This was their one win.
Yep, that's it. Chargers Titans.
I was just looking at that one too. Another overtime game. Could have been the game of the week potentially.
Perhaps.
Ryan Tannehill actually looked like an NFL quarterback this week.
First time.
Good to see. Derrick Henry, good for my fantasy team. 80 yards and a touchdown for him. And the Chargers looking good on paper again, but losing 0-2 now to start off the season. Brandon Staley, is he on the hot seat now? I don't know. We'll see. But
also, no Austin Eckler.
No Austin Eckler really hurt them. Josh Kelly only got 39 yards on 13 attempts to be their leading rusher. Yeah, and that was pretty much it. They didn't have much of a ground game. Tennessee able to knock down the Chargers there. And are the Bears going to end up with the first overall pick again? Because, man, they kind of look like it. I mean, I know the Cardinals are there, but they almost won a game. Like, the Bears, I mean, there were people picking you to freaking win this division. There were people putting real money on Justin Fields to be the MVP. Silly people, but...
Cold, hard cash.
Mm-hmm. You're ruining the lives of hardworking people. Justin Fields, how do you feel about that?
He went 16 for 29, 211 yards. A touchdown and 2 picks, though.
Yep.
And then...
Did have a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, good for him, and then Baker Mayfield threw for 13 317, and then a touchdown. Baker Mayfield, MVP candidate?
Baker Mayfield's fun to watch when he's good.
Yeah, he'll be bad probably in like 2 or 3 games. So
likely, but
yeah, 17-27. Baker Mayfield 2-0. Not many teams can say that.
A lot of the 2-0 teams are kind of surprising, like them and the Falcons. The Commanders are 2-0. You want to talk about that real quick? Commanders Broncos. This game was 21-3 at one point for the Broncos. Russell Wilson, for the first time in like 2 years, figured out how to throw a deep ball. And that's something he was always really good at in Seattle. And so he's doing that here again. And then they kind of just really slowed down. Washington had a 35-27 lead late in the fourth quarter. And then Russell Wilson gets the Hail Mary off, gets tipped into the arms of his receiver for a touchdown. And then they go for 2.
And miss.
And they miss. Pass interference isn't called, and the Redskins win.
Yeah. Terrible.
So
unfortunate. And it led the Redskins now to 2-0. There are 8 2-0 teams. 5 of them in the NFC, and 3 of them in the West or the East. It's Cowboys, Eagles, Commies, and then Niners, Falcons, and Saints.
And Bucks.
Oh my goodness.
3 undefeated teams in the South.
3 undefeated teams in the South, 3 undefeated teams in the East, and then the Dolphins are undefeated. The poor AFC West. Unfortunate. And then the Ravens are undefeated as well.
The quote-unquote Ravens.
The Ravens, yes. Good for them, I guess.
And the only non-undefeated team in the NFC West, the New York Giants, had a big comeback against, albeit the Cardinals. I was rooting hard for the Cardinals in this game. Wanted them to win. But, good for Daniel Jones leading that comeback. He, in our league, we have points a little bit of adjusted for quarterbacks and whatnot, was the highest scoring player in our league. I was surprised he put up like 36 points.
Oh, my gosh.
Right?
Oh, that's right below right above Cousins then. Cousins put up just below him.
Oh, did Cousins? Okay, maybe he was the most out of starters.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was showing me, and I was surprised to see that. He did have almost 60 rushing yards, a touchdown, 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns there, so.
And a pick.
Did have a pick.
How you get down 20-0 to the Cardinals, though? Like,
how do you let Daniel Jones come back on you, though?
Well, that's the thing, though.
Goes both ways.
It's the Cardinals and the Giants. It's Joshua Dobbs. He didn't have a bad game, though. He had 228 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Dobbs has been serviceable, honestly, and that's more than I expected out of him, especially with the talent surrounding him and whatnot. So,
yeah, he's getting paid like 50 times what Brock Purdy's getting paid.
Probably so. I mean, maybe Arizona might actually win 2 games. Maybe they'll win enough games to where they can't take Caleb Williams, and then the Bears will get him and ruin his career.
Oh, man. No, let Joshua Dobbs cook. Let Joshua Dobbs cook in his bald head.
Anything else did you want to hit?
Yeah, there's some other games that happen, but I don't really care.
Niners continue their dominance over the Rams.
Yeah, that'll happen. That's Brock Purdy, 80th highest paid quarterback in the league, which is crazy. Jets got blown out by the Cowboys.
Micah Parsons just destroyed Zach Wilson.
Cowboys are now at 70-10 as their point differential.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's going to be cool at the end of the year when they're like almost at even. Dolphins win over the Patriots. The Patriots did not let them pass.
But I wish the offensive lineman would have gotten that first down for New England, though, at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Where Gesicki pitched it back to him. And
I think he got it.
Just give it to him.
Just give it to him.
They're not going to score. Mac Jones
it's the
sucks.
Patriots. Like what? But it could have been so cool.
But it would have been fun.
Big man run. Big man run.
Then Monday night had a couple of games. We already touched on Steelers Browns, and then you had Saints Panthers. New Orleans, like we said, they're undefeated on the season, and it's been a little bit of a bumpy road for the Panthers so far. But I mean, I kind of expected it out of them. You got a rookie quarterback, and they got worse at a lot of their positions, like running back. I'd say they got worse. Wide receiver, they went from DJ Moore to a 33-year-old Adam Thielen. So
unfortunate.
They got some good players still. They'll win some games, but I mean, I remember we both predicted the Panthers to have a worse record this year than they did last year. And we got a comment that was like, how would they get worse when they got a new quarterback and a new coach and all that? I was like, that's because they lost good players.
Yeah, they lost good players and they replaced them with new players, like new or very old.
Mm-hmm. Like rookies. And so I think Bryce Young could very well still develop to be a good quarterback. I think he will, but probably right now it's the growing pains of being a young quarterback. Like most rookie quarterbacks struggle.
At least he's not on the Bears.
Things could always be worse. DJ Moore, though, is on the Bears. It's unfortunate for him.
Very unfortunate, yeah.
All right, let's recap
Pick'ems.
Our little picks we did last week. So for game of the week, I took Chiefs over Jags. Wah-wah. Not the game of the week. You took Bengals Ravens. Both teams looking ugly, but it was a better game.
It got down to the wire at the end there.
It did. Blowout of the week. You dominated this one as well. You took Bills over Raiders. Well done.
Yes,
I took Niners over Rams, and they did beat them, but it was only by 7.
Yes, sir.
Lowest scoring game of the week. You took Commanders versus Broncos. That was 35-33. Pretty high on the high scoring scale right there.
Yeah,
I took Giants Cardinals, which is also up there, but more low scoring.
Yeah, but just a little bit.
So I do barely take that point. Fantasy player of the week. I took A.J. Brown on Thursday Night Football, so you could have literally taken anybody else and would have beat me on Sunday. And you got Tyreek Hill. You got 12.5 points to A.J. Brown's 4.9.
Yeah, kind of garbage on both of them. But.
Yeah. And then for upset of the week, this is actually one we both got right. Both getting points there. You took Falcons over Packers. I took Steelers over Browns. So that updates our standings now. And that
That was an upset?
to five. I got 5. You got 6. Which one?
The Steelers?
Oh yeah, a lot of people were picking the Browns.
Well, I guess they lost
It was
their
a
running back.
bigger upset than Falcons over Packers.
They lost their running back halfway through. So that'll do it.
And then for Pick'ems, this past week 2, I went 10-6, and you went 12-4.
Let's go.
Which brings both of our records to 21-11.
Gosh dang,
So
we're
we're tied.
21-11 and 6-5.
Yeah, so you got 1 point on me in the draft, and then we're tied in Pick'ems.
Oh man,
So it's been tight so far.
Pull ahead.
Because I beat you by 2 last week in Pick'ems, and then you beat me by 2 this week. Good 12-4 record, though.
Let's go.
All right. You are picking first this week for the draft. What category do you want? You're looking at last week's games.
I am looking at last week's games. I am
It's not going to do it.
Oh, is there a bye week this week?
I don't think so. I don't think there is until week 4 or 5.
Why is it smaller than it used to be? Can I go blowout?
You may not. Okay, go for it.
Okay. I would like to go Chiefs over Bears.
Yeah, that was top of my list too.
And now it's your turn.
Okay, I thought you were going to talk about it. Like the Chiefs are
No, I
kind of good almost, and then the Bears are just atrocious.
I saw a meme. It was just like Patrick Mahomes on the couch sleeping with his dog, and it was like Patrick Mahomes preparing for the Bears game. It was just, yeah. Bears are so bad.
Yeah, blowout of the week. There's a lot of good candidates for blowout of the week.
Texans
which is
could be
unfortunate.
good.
I know where I'm
over
going. Here.
Giants.
Niners
could be
over
good.
Giants without Saquon Barkley as well.
Ooh.
And it's in San Francisco, is it not?
Ooh.
It is. On a short week as well. And I bet you the Giants didn't even go back to New York. They just probably stayed out west because they were already in Arizona. But, yeah, this is going to be tough for the Giants to be competitive in.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
And you saw what Micah Parsons did to them, and now they got to deal with, Nick Bosa. You could say Parsons is better than Bosa, but I think as overall, at least that defensive line is better in San Francisco.
I'd say Bosa's better. He got the defensive player of the year last year.
And then they also got Hargraves on that line. Yeah, they're gonna destroy that poor New York offensive line.
Yeah, New York's been getting beat up. They're gonna continue to get beat up, and they're gonna get shut out. I think part 2.
Yeah, especially this week on this is away from home. You only have 4 days to prepare.
Yeah, not going back to the facility. Probably not going home.
Yep, they're
Sleeping
staying
in
out
hotels.
west. Yep.
We're looking way too far into this. This is just Niners over Giants.
This is just
for
the
sure.
Giants being bad.
This is the Giants being bad and the Niners being pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think Purdy's going to lay it down for sure, and that defense is going to lay it down too. I'm predicting 14 points on defense. Well, I guess two
touchdowns for the Niners defense.
2 tutties for the Niners defense.
I can see a pick 6 and then a Nick Bosa scoop and score.
Yes, sir. I'd like to see it.
Mm-hmm. Fred
Where are you
Warner
going
pick
next?
6. I'm gonna go to game of the week, and there's a few good ones here
Sure is.
that I really like, but I'm gonna go with one of these teams has to win. Chargers Vikings. Both these teams are cursed, but they're also kind of fun to watch. And neither of them are going to be winning the Super Bowl. They're probably both going to miss the playoffs, but
It's not prime time.
it's not. So Kirk's got a chance.
Give me Kirky Pill.
And I think that's going to be a fun game. Not a lot of I don't think there's a lot of big matchup games. There's no Bengals Chiefs or anything like that this week, but I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm kind of stumped here. I'm just looking around.
Mm-hmm. There's one other one that I was seriously considering here.
And what is that?
You can pick.
Oh man, I don't think Jets Patriots is going to be good anymore. I think it could have been good with Aaron Rodgers.
Blowing out the Patriots.
Yeah, that'd have been cool. Hey, a blowout's a good game though. That's a
I
good game
wouldn't
to watch. Yeah,
You really like that Sunday night game.
Sunday night. I kind of don't.
You got a Super Bowl rematch on Monday night.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to take, and this sounds stupid, I'm sure, but I'm going to take Eagles Buccaneers.
Okay, yeah.
I think Baker Mayfield's still on his upswing before he crashes and burns.
Or this is going to be the crash and burn as they take on the Eagles defense.
Or this is going to be the crash and burn. I'm taking a calculated risk because I am up 1 on you. So,
Yep, you got the cushion.
got the cushion. I will now go to one of the other categories. What we got? Blowout.
You can go lowest scoring game, you can go upset of the week, or fantasy player of the week.
Can I take upset?
You may.
Can I change my answer?
Sure.
Okay, can I go Josh Allen for fantasy player of the week?
Okay, and this is normal fantasy rules, not our league.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is fantasy player of the week. That's a good one.
Don't say it like it's not a good one. You said that like you didn't like that pick. You were like, I hated that pick, and there were so many better.
Terrible pick. I'm going to take
Man.
CeeDee Lamb of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Top receiver there, taking on that Cardinals defense. I like that for him.
I was looking at that as blowout because I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, well, I was looking at that one and also Seahawks Panthers as another potential blowout of the week. I had my draft board was full for blowout of the week. For this
all of them
episode.
are just gonna be upsets.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset with that though.
They would be.
I'm gonna go to lowest scoring game of the week now, and there's a few I can go here, but I think I'm gonna go Patriots versus Jets.
Okay, thank you.
This was a game that finished 10-3 one time when they played last year. The only touchdown was on a punt return at the very end of the game for the Patriots. And I think it's going to be something similar. I think both these defenses are actually better than they were a year ago. And I guess the Patriots offense is better because it was just that bad last year. But I don't see this being a very high scoring affair.
Give me Steelers, Raiders for the lowest scoring game. Neither of them have good offenses, but the Steelers have a good defense. And sure, why not have the Raiders get a couple 3-and-outs for the Steelers because they're that bad.
I'm loving that we're getting the Steelers on Monday Night Football and then the next week on Sunday Night Football.
Ooh, I don't love that.
Just force me to watch them.
Yeah.
I love watching Kenny Pickett.
I like Pickens. Pickens is all right to
watch. He
watch.
had the touchdown.
He did. He got that little grippy hands. 70% catch rate when it's contested. Ridiculous. Highest in the league by like 30%.
Mm-hmm.
Monster. Too bad everyone else on the team is bad.
Too bad Kenny Pickett throws the ball to him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Now I have one more left. I have upset, right?
You do.
I believe I do. And yeah, I just really have no idea, to be perfectly honest. The Bengals have been bad, and the Rams have been there.
The Bengals are 2-point favorites for that one, so it's kind of close.
That's crazy. That they're only 2-point favorites.
Well, they're home, so it's pretty close. That's the home field advantage kicking in.
That's it?
Pretty much. It's pretty even.
What the heck? I think the Bengals will win this game, but since I don't want to take any more time and I don't really care, I will take it as upset.
You will?
I will.
Which way? Rams?
What do you mean, which way?
That team that's won a game or not?
Yeah. The team, Rams. Rams over Bengals.
You taking Rams over Bengals? Okay.
What do you mean? That's obviously an upset. That's crazy.
I mean, the Bengals are bad. They
Yeah,
look
but
bad.
it's Joe Burrow.
Yeah?
I'm hoping he does good, but I'm hoping he loses the game.
I'm hoping he does too. I got a couple upset of the week options here.
Yeah, I did too, and I didn't like any of them.
I'm going, oh man.
Saints over Packers.
I don't think that's an upset. I think the Packers are favored.
If the Packers are favored, Saints over Packers.
Oh yeah, but
is
it's
an
a
upset.
very close line. Again.
Go
Yeah, it's only 2. It's the same as that one.
Lions could be a good game.
Yeah, that was my other option for game of the week.
Run that thing.
Let's see. So there's a couple games I'm considering here.
I'm sure you are.
One of them is Broncos over Dolphins.
I was looking at that too.
I got a gut feeling about that one. Especially with the Broncos actually looking like a real NFL team last week, and it was against a team that wasn't the Raiders, which is the only team they were like almost good against last year. And then the other one I'm looking at is Colts over Ravens. If Anthony Richardson plays, which I don't know if he is. So since I don't know if he's going to be playing or not, I'm going to take Broncos over Dolphins.
That is one I was looking at too. I just kind of don't trust the offense enough. Like, there's a good defense, but that Miami's defense or offense is really good. And I don't know.
Broncos defense doesn't look as good as it was a year ago.
Yeah, it's not as good as it was a year ago. Patriots defense, wow.
Defense?
Defense, I think maybe it was better this year. And
they slowed them down.
They slowed them down, but they still lost.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the Patriots defense is or offense is probably like on par with the Broncos offense. Somewhere around there, maybe a little better.
Broncos might be a touch more explosive.
Yeah, maybe. Stone hands and Mr. Picks and,
Yep.
just some trash. I don't trust it. But I also don't trust the Rams over the Bengals. I kind of don't like.
I also don't trust the Bengals right now, so.
I don't trust the Bengals either. Yeah, it's go 0-3.
No one's going to get any points.
Oh, man, if the Bears beat the Chiefs, I'm going to.
I'd like that.
I would like that, but I'd also be down against you.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose most of these.
Yeah,
on to pick'ems, I suppose.
It's that time.
Week pick'ems. What do you think about that Giants-Niners game? Any thoughts particularly?
I think the Niners are going to win. I think they're going to win by a lot. They're already 10-point favorites going into it.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Niners for sure. Lions-Falcons. This is an interesting one. A good game, I'd assume. Just some running action.
I think, like I said, this is my other option for game of the week. I think this could be very exciting. And I'm going to go with the Falcons, even though most people are picking the Lions.
I will take Lions. And I think it's just because of that new D-line is a little bit better. And I liked those two new white guys on the line.
Yeah, this one could go either way.
It could go either way. I really have no problems with it going either way. I think it's going to be a fun game. Chargers-Vikings. I'm going to take Vikings. I think Kirk slings that thing.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Whoa.
But both these teams are cursed, so.
Hey, we're 2 off
It's going to be a tie.
Oh, my goodness. Saints-Packers. You're going Packers.
I am.
I'll take Packers too. Jordan Love's been looking really good.
Saints have been slow on offense so far.
Yeah, Saints have been medium okay.
Last game without Alvin Kamara for them.
Yeah. And then they get the gunslinger back. Texans, Jaguars.
I'm going to go Jags.
Yeah, I'll go Jags. Broncos, Dolphins. That's your upset. So you're going Broncos. I'll go Dolphins.
Yep.
Titans, Browns. I'm going Titans because they have a running back.
I'm going to go Titans, but most people, at least in IQ Sports, going with Cleveland on this one.
Interesting. Yeah, the Titans are really, really, really good against the run, and the Browns no longer have a running back.
They might sign Kareem Hunt, I saw, which makes sense because he was there last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they need a running back, and he's still a free agent. Might as well.
And he's all right. He did good in that one Super Bowl, right?
No, he hasn't played in the Super Bowl.
Well, maybe I'm tripping. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to play for the Chiefs.
I think the Titans. Oh no, that was the game against
the Rams.
The Rams.
Yeah, that was his last game as a Chief.
Yeah. And they cut him for being a bad person.
Not a respecter of women.
Bills, commies.
I'm gonna go Bills.
Say it like it's a. Let me think about this one.
I mean, a 2-0 team or the 1-1 team.
Colts, Ravens.
I'm going to go Ravens, but I could see the Colts pulling it off if Anthony Richardson plays.
Unfortunately, I'm also going to go Ravens.
The two Baltimore teams.
Patriots, Jets.
I'm going to go Patriots because they don't have Zach Wilson playing quarterback for them.
Same here. And they have less of a good defense, but anybody could play defense against Zach Wilson.
Last time the Patriots were 0-2, they won the Super Bowl. That means they have to win it this year.
Panthers, Seahawks.
I'm going to go Seahawks.
I'll go Seahawks too. Bears, Chiefs. This is my blowout. I'm taking Chiefs.
Yep.
Cowboys.
12.5-point favorites.
Oh, my gosh. Cardinals, Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys.
Also 12.5-point favorites.
Losing to the Cardinals. Imagine. Steelers, Raiders.
I'm going to go Raiders.
I'm going Steelers. Eagles, Bucks.
Monday Night Football.
Monday.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's Philadelphia all day, but it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be some action with the ball for Baker. Rams, Bengals. This is my upset, so I have to go Rams.
I'm going to go Bengals.
I think that's a better choice, but that is my choice to go Rams. Yeah, that's it, man. We
It's another episode in the books.
unfortunately.
I'm sorry that you had to listen to this, loyal listener or viewer.
Thanks, Kylie.
And maybe David even.
David. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to our 2 guests. All right, well, see you guys next week.
Oh my gosh.